All right. So first of all, let's define elasticity. So, like I was alluding to, it's basically a measure of responsiveness of buyers or sellers to changes in price or, in one case, income. This allows economists to estimate how quantity demanded or perhaps quantity supplied, if we're talking about sellers, how those things change, and what's the size of the change in those things given a change in price. Okay, so why is this measure useful? Well, when price or income changes, we can therefore determine how much buyers and sellers will change their behavior in terms of quantity demanded or quantity supplied. So that's how it's useful. So this is a very useful concept, actually, and hopefully you'll see why as we go along here. All right, so the first elasticity we're going to focus on is price elasticity of demand. So this is buyers. How do buyers respond to a price change? And particularly, how do they respond in terms of their quantity demanded? Right. So we know that there's an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. But if it's a good there's relatively small response, right? Something that we will call inelastic demand, then a price change won't change quantity demanded very much. And that's opposed to things that are more price elastic, where a change in price, even a small change perhaps, will lead to a very big response, right? So kind of like the elastic underwear, right? Stretching a lot, right? Being very responsive because it's very elastic. And here the force is not pulling on ends of the waistband, but rather the force is change in price, right? And so price elasticity of demand gives us the sensitivity of the relationship between these two variables. How sensitive is quantity demanded? How sensitive is the change in quantity demanded given a change in price? So we're going to be able to describe demand in two ways, right? We'll either say that demand is elastic, and if it's elastic, then the quantity demanded changes significantly as the result of a price change, right? So again, associate elastic with sensitive or responsive, right? So just like the waistband in a pair of underwear. We will also we will also talk about inelastic demand. So that's when quantity demanded only changes a very small amount as the result of a price change. So associate inelastic with insensitive or unresponsive. So this would be something like a bar of steel or a brick, right? You can apply force to it, but it's not going to respond very much in terms of its shape or size. Okay, so we will use both of these. And I will mention here too that when I say more elastic, that's the same as less inelastic. Or if I say less elastic, that's the same as more inelastic. Okay, so I'm going to use those things interchangeably. So make sure you're listening carefully and paying attention.